So I'm back after a bit of a hiatus, a few weeks away. I guess the last of which was just me, spending time with family and enjoying the holidays, as it were. Definitely not stressing about getting last-minute gifts or anything like that. Definitely not. But yeah, mostly traveling, so wasn't able to stream. I more or less know what I have left to do, but it's been a minute. I'm surprised at how many bug frags I have. 52. It's a good start, at least. But yeah, so I'll be continuing my quest towards 100%ing this game, which the only things I'm missing are apparently 25 standard chips, 3 giga chips, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see here. Is it 5 total? Yes, 5 giga chips total. 2 of which are base related, so I can't even do those until, like, basically last. Defeating base in Graveyard 2 and then defeating base BX in Underground 2. And then there's the last one is Sky Area 1 Bug Frag Trader for 100 bug frags. As for the standard chips, I think there is another standard chip that I might have to buy with bug frags, but maybe I prioritize the Giga. But what I really need to do, though, is fill out the standard chip library fully, get those last 25 that I'm missing, in order to fight base the first time, and then we can kind of go from there. So, 25 chips left. I have a singular program advance left, which involves base. Let me double check. What that is comprised of exactly. Oh, it's the VDOL one. Okay, VDOL, base. So yeah, that basically the decision is made for me now as far as what to do first. So standard chips. I think most of what I have left is rank 3s, which are probably mostly in the same comps. Like, it's a lot of pavilion comps and like underground kinds of stuff. There's going to be some chips that I'm going to be farming that are going to be really annoying because of the encounter rates on some of these guys. So I want to make sure that I have at least a couple of lock enemies. Probably not that many, but definitely one for silence. I don't even know where you buy lock enemies. Let me look up. BN6 shops, shop locations. Lock enemies, Central Town. Oh, it's this sub-chip dealer. So he's like, is he behind the shop? Yeah. I'll just grab 2 for now. But I think encounter rates seem to be a lot better in this game, generally speaking, than some of the previous ones, or at the very least you can get around some of the encounter rates with like the elemental Navicust parts like Oil Body and Jungle and shit like that. Let me confirm what I have left. So there's a rank 3, more rank 3s, Iron Shell 2, another rank 3, another rank 3, rank 3, 75 and 76. Let me remind myself what these are. Fire Sword and Aqua Sword. Random ones to be missing. Swordy 2. So that's under rank 2, and then Aqua Sword is Swordy 3. So I'll keep that in mind. 82 is Neo Variable. This is the one that is either 80 bug frags or a yellow mystery data. There's going to probably be a good amount of undernet. So undernet 2 / underground yellow mystery data. I don't know. It's going to be tricky because I don't know where the yellow mystery data spawn. I have to be like kind of thorough as far as checking for whether they've spawned in or not. Maybe like every time we pass through to go to the graveyard or to go to wherever, I'll just check for the YMD. And if at the end of this stream I haven't found it, then maybe we just grind. Maybe I'll grind maybe at the start of next time, or I'll grind at some point to get up to 80 bug frags by that. I guess the problem is I would need those 100 bug frags to get that Giga Chip as well. So it'd be great if I could find the YMD and do that. Let me see if there's like a guide. Is there a guide on like Yellow Mystery Data? There's a GameFAQs post from 2009. Seems promising. Around 10%, give or take a few. There's no certain point you have to be at. You find them where you normally find GMDs. Okay. Maybe that's one of those things I'd rather just farm. I don't know, I'm gonna have to farm a good amount of bug frags anyway. But having to get 48 more versus 128 more is a pretty big difference, I would say. So we'll keep that in the back of my mind if I ever have to go through Undernet 2. But even then, maybe it'd be worth just like farming for Element Sword. These are the mech guys, like rank 2 and 3. So that's another rank 2. There's a rank 3, rank 2. Sensor 1 and 3. So Sensor is like the only rank 1 one that I have. So maybe we start with that. Sensor 1. Underground 2. And Underground 1, these guys can be found. Okay. I vote we do that first. Let me just see what 123 is. These are some of the dragons. Okay, yeah. The rest of the dragons, and then it's the little boilers. Maybe it doesn't even matter. The thing is, I know a lot of these rank 3s are going to be in Pavilion comps, so I don't want to like bounce around, you know what I mean? This is a Space Cowboy. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to stream either. I just kind of felt like it a couple hours ago. I was like, you know what? I think I'm good to stream. I was originally gonna do it, you know, throughout this past week, but part of me didn't really feel like it, and also busy with like holiday stuff to an extent as well. But it was nice to take a little bit of time off. So silence is gonna be a pain. So let's start with the rank 1s though. But I hope you've been good, man. Good to see you turn up again. I've been enjoying the Battle Network PvP videos you've been putting out. It's been pretty fun to watch. It's making me want to play some PvP, and maybe that'll be my Battle Network content for next year. Will be like PvP stuff, just probably not as frequent as these streams have been. A little boiler 1. All right, let's do Sensor 1. Let's do Sensor first, because that's one of the few rank 1s I'm missing. Let me just see. I know these guys are Elec Element, so we have battery installed, which is good. Swamp with work, I feel you. Or I can, well, I have not been working this past week because of the holidays, but I can sympathize. So, do I have sneak runs? I don't really have sneak runs, hold up. Let's do that first. Nice, nice, good. It's nice to have like an actual weekend to like chill out. Yeah, so I guess game plan wise for the rest of this post game, plan to be 3 streams. I'm kind of anticipating maybe the last stream is I reserve just for base, just in case his spawn rate is dog shit, which it usually is. So, or for base BX, I should say, like, you know, the roaming one. And so I don't want to like do that at the tail end of like doing a bunch of other shit, and then have it take like another 2 hours or something like that, right? And then worst case, I find base BX and beat him within an hour, and we're done, you know? So, in that case, it's basically like 2 streams to get everything else done. I think that'll be fine. It's really going to be a matter of like the bug frags and all of that, which I guess I just need to lock enemy a battle GMD. Either probably in the undernet, if I had to guess, is probably the best place to do it. Because I got like 52 just from random GMDs, random battle GMD encounters. Is it faster to go this way, maybe? If I don't encounter Element Man, but then again, Blast Man is this way. I don't think it matters too much. Then your local comic shop is closing. Oh, that sucks. Good of you to go support, though, and buy some stuff, but that sucks. But, stop, yeah, before they're, like, clearing out all their inventory and shit. Yeah, for sure. But, what you been up to, other than work and stuff, my man? I know you've been busy on the video grind and all of that, which is good to see. I know you have, like, a recap video coming out shortly for the year. But, like, what have you been playing? What's been on the backlog as of late? Or I guess, like, you know what I mean. What amongst the backlog have you been chipping away at, I should say? Right, so I want to check for yellow mystery datas whenever I'm down here. I can talk about what I've been playing in a bit. I want to kind of get in the flow of things a little more first. So what are we looking for? Underground 2. Alright, so we can peruse for yellow mystery datas while we look for Killer Eye and try to get... I'm also doing this without Collect. So Collect is another thing that I could buy with bug frags if I really wanted to, if I felt like it was necessary. If I get the chip drop here, I'm still going to peruse for yellow mystery datas. Alright, so we got Sensor 1. That's one down. Another bug frag. What I do need is Little Boiler. And these are in Underground too. Okay, I had a feeling that these guys were going to be down here. So we'll throw Oil Body in. If I could find it. Oops. Favorite place. Not a big shopping guy. Been going there over 10 years. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, hearing about any, like, small business getting closed down is shitty. I guess the fact that it's in a mall has me not too terribly surprised, because I feel like malls have been kind of on the decline. Alright, perfect. I guess the issue is that's not a double delete. We get 3 bug frags, though, which is pretty lit. I could lock enemy. I don't think I need to, though, because I have Oil Body equipped. And yeah, there's candles and shit. But I think it'll be fine. I have no unlockers, but I don't think that's a purple mystery data I need. I do need Fire Sword as well, actually. So that's a pretty good find. I think I might need Fire and Aqua Sword, in fact. So this is kind of perfect. Let's see. 177? Yeah! Alright, Aqua Sword found. I do anticipate a lot of these to go by pretty quickly, though. And then the last few are going to be probably a pain in the ass. Like Silence and the like. Not much else. Still got to finish BN2. Actually, haven't started up anything new yet. Yeah. I feel you. I was kind of in that same camp because I did most of what I was doing this past week, gaming-wise, well, really just in general. I haven't been doing a ton else besides playing games and just trying to, like, chill before a pretty hectic first couple of months of the year upcoming. But I pushed to finish Midnight Suns, so that's done. I'm not gonna do a video on it because I didn't. I don't feel like so passionately about it that I necessarily want to do that. I kind of fucked this up a little bit. But yeah, I finished up Midnight Suns, and just to give my like impressions of it, I talked about it a little bit before that little hiatus. But while I'm not a fan of number scores at all, and I'm not saying that this is what I would give it if I could give it a number score, but you know what I mean when I say 7 out of 10 energy, and I don't mean that as a pejorative necessarily. It's both a good thing and a bad thing, right, in certain regards. And that game has like mad 7 out of 10 energy, but not necessarily in a bad way, like I was saying, like in both a bad and a good way, in some sense. Combat was really fun, although it was getting pretty kind of tedious and repetitive. To a degree that was like bothering me. I know all games are repetitive to an extent. Look at what the fuck I'm doing now. But it was just a lot. There's a lot. Like you can do like, because like the side missions infinitely spawn, you could just spend time doing that and powering up and stuff like that if you want to, and I did a good amount of that in the first half. I think the big thing though was I kind of checked out of the story after a while. Like first half I was like, alright, let's feel this out. It's very superhero-y, you know, for better and worse, once again. And that was like scratching a certain itch, because I was kind of in a superhero mood when I started it. But eventually I was just kind of like, alright, I'm kind of tired of this. And then I started skipping dialogue and cutscenes and shit, which like I rarely, I like never do that in games really. But with this game I was enjoying the gameplay so much that I was like, alright, let's just do these maps. Let's just, you know, let's get to the good stuff, right? Not that the story or the writing was like bad, it's a very superhero-y, like I was saying. But yeah, I didn't go ahead and do like, I did as many of the achievements as I felt like doing. The remaining ones really aren't that hard, but they would take a lot of time, like a lot more grinding than I already had done. So I decided to pass on that, but I did like most of them. I think I got like 80-ish% of the achievements or something like that, and there's like a select few that I opted to not do because it's so fucking grindy. Trying to let Marvel Rivals dominate your life, that's fair. That's fair. Alright, so we're looking for Fire Sword and Lil Boiler still. Trying to get those drops. But yeah, Midnight Suns, the fact that I spent $20 on the Legendary Editions, like all the DLC and shit, no complaints from me there. And it's shitty that the studio went out of business. And I would have been interested in seeing a sequel if that was ever a possibility. Especially if it was like X-Men focused, I think that would be fucking sick. Like you literally just take that template, but put it in the X-Mansion. And instead of Caretaker, you have Professor X. And instead of, you know, like you just swap out a lot of the mystical underworld magic kind of shit with which I like, with X-Men shit. And that would be sick. But because the studio went under though, unlikely to say the least. But I don't know, cool game. But yeah, not one that I personally, like, you can get a lot of value out of it if you spend full price on it. But it's not a game that I'm like so picky when it comes to like what full price releases I get. And so that wouldn't be one of them. And it wasn't, understandably. But I did enjoy it though. I did enjoy the combat especially more than I thought I would. The only thing is, like, there's not much of an incentive to play on higher difficulties besides just to do it. So I played on Heroic 2. There's like a bunch of difficulties. I think that's like 2 steps up from normal, but there's like probably 5 or 6 or something past that, at least. And it felt like that was a good balance, but after a while I was like, alright, let's just bump this down to normal so I can just finish this shit. Because as soon as I checked out of the story, it was like over. You know, like it was over for me, like caring about maximizing and all of that. But Spider-Man's nasty. Wolverine is fun. Magic is a lot of fun actually once you get her higher level shit. Iron Man's also great. Like gameplay wise. And who else? Blade is fun. It's probably like, if I had to pick like my top 5 as far as like gameplay is concerned, it's probably like Iron Man, Spider-Man, Blade, Magic, and Wolverine, I think. Am I forgetting anybody? I don't think so. There's quite a few heroes that like I didn't think were that, I didn't really like using that much, like Nico and fucking, who else? Deadpool was weirdly underwhelming also, in my opinion. But maybe it's just the way I was playing. What, I still need Fire Sword, right? Yeah. Yeah, always the chance of them giving it to a different company, for sure. Yeah. There is always the chance of that. But yeah, so as far as what I am gonna jump into next, or what I did jump into with some Christmas money was the Soul Reaver remaster that just came out earlier this month. And I played about like an hour and a half of it earlier today. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. I think it's cool. It's a PS1 game, granted. So like, you know, there's like a little bit of, it's just an old game. It's not, it doesn't make it bad by any means, but you can tell. For those who don't have a tolerance for that, like, you can tell. But it looks great. The remaster looks great. It gives me a lot of like N64 Zelda kinds of vibes so far. Still very early, I think. The big thing is, like, I think the atmosphere is awesome. Lots of block puzzles. And so, like, that's been, like... It's, like, kind of puzzle platformer-ish. With some combat thrown in there. But it's cool. I'm willing to, like, stick with it. Whereas, those Tomb Raider remasters that were also done by Aspyr, I played for, like, 30 minutes and bounced and refunded because I was just like, yeah, my curiosity is satisfied, but with Legacy of Kain, I'm like, well, this is actually, like, striking some kind of chord with me, so I'm happy to see it through. And the fact that there's a whole second game in there as well is pretty dope. Here's hoping the other games get remastered as well, so I can check those out as well. And yeah, I should be playing Three Hopes, the second Fire Emblem Warriors game. I should be playing that more. I kind of played it for a little while, and then I kind of, like, stopped, because I was, like, busy with other shit. But I'll probably get back to that, and try to finish that, going into, like, you know, the next month, basically, is kind of the idea. No progress on the next video, though. I need to capture footage of, Shadow Generations. The fact that I didn't do that just in case when I played it initially is, I don't know why I did that. But I'm probably just going to go through and play through all the levels again for the third time. Because I went for S ranks and shit. So I'll probably just play through all the levels again. I don't think I'm going to start a new file or anything. But, that should be fun to talk about. I need to, like, start these projects before I get out of my phase with them. Because, like, I'm like, out of my Sonic... Like, not a huge Sonic fan, really, just, like, nostalgically. Like, from when I was a kid, mostly. As some of y'all know. But, I'm, like, kind of... I've already kind of, like, moved on a little bit from, like, listening to, like, Sonic music when I work out and shit, and, like... I did re-download Sonic 3 Air, because Sonic 3 and K is probably my favorite 2D Sonic, but yeah. Tried to record the Visions review like 5 times and could not get the... Yeah, I know, I feel that. feel that. Sometimes the recording just doesn't work. Like that Three Houses video, I think I recorded... There's like a botched recording that I did initially. And that was like a long time project in the making, and there's still stuff that I ended up accidentally leaving out and forgetting. Thankfully, people are bringing stuff up in the comments, and I'm able to like kind of follow up there. There's even like more points that I could have made that they just like slipped my mind for the sake of getting the video out, but sometimes it's good to just get something out there, even if it's not exactly what you want it to be. But I feel you. Lots of lost recordings out there, or rather, in the ether of my hard drive, that didn't make the final cut for certain recordings. Alright, so let's do these rank 2s here. Summon Black 2. Principal's Office Comp? Random. %8.3%. But yeah, Soul Reaver is pretty dope. Like, I really like the atmosphere, and like it's like the world building and the writing, and just like, and the voice acting even is like fucking great, like actually. And we all know how PS1 era voice acting could be at times. Glances at Resident Evil and Mega Man. I guess it was mostly Capcom. Was Capcom just like too cheap to hire legit voice actors in the 90s? I bet that's probably what it was. I think I have Flash Bomb 2 already. I think I just need 3. Oh, and I guess I need to unequip Oil Body as well. Yeah, I was trying to figure out... I did pre-purchase FF7 Rebirth because it's 30% off on pre-purchase. Otherwise, I would just wait. There's no reason not to wait, especially because I'll be traveling like the week after it comes out. So I probably won't even play it immediately, but I really enjoyed Remake. There's problems, yes, for sure. I think the pros outweigh the cons in some sense, or rather, I should say, the fact that some of those things may, from what I've heard, have been improved in Rebirth has me so excited. Easy day one. Like, easy day one. I would have happily spent full price. Why did Proto Man not kill this guy? I would have happily spent full price, but this way I got, like, the deluxe edition, digital deluxe edition or whatever, which is probably unnecessary, but for cheaper than the full 70 anyway. So I'm just like, alright, whatever, it's fine. 60-some for a game that I'm, like, super excited to play. It's gonna be tough, because when I get back from my travel, Monster Hunter Wilds will be out as well. So it'll be, like, juggling that and Rebirth. Trying not to get the controls confused between the two, I'm sure. But yeah, I pre-purchased that. But then as far as between now and then, yeah, I think Fire Emblem Warriors 2 will be something that I want to prioritize. Check it out. And Soul Reaver for sure. I think those games are like probably short enough for me to knock both out before February. And other than that, the winter sale is currently happening, so I'm like debating if I want to grab like one more game on the winter sale, because the fall sale I grabbed Shadow Gens and Midnight Suns. And that was like what? It was like 50 or 60 total for both. Because it was like 20 for Midnight Suns, and I think it was like 40 some. But then I bought the DLC for Shadow Gen, so I think it was like 50 with the DLC, as opposed to 50 base, like it normally is in base. Maybe it was a little bit cheaper, I don't remember. But for the winter sale, I've only grabbed Soul Reaver, and it's not even on sale, it's just 30 MSRP, but I'm like fine with that, honestly. I don't have any issues with that, especially if it means we get more from that series, which is cool. Because, like, I know Tomb Raider, even though I bounced off the 1 through 3 remasters pretty quick, the 4 through 6 one is happening, so that's cool. So it'd be great if Soul Reaver does well, that they do, like, the Blood Omen games because I was looking into it. I did not grow up with Legacy of Kain, but it's like Blood Omen 1, and then the 2 Soul Reaver games, and then Blood Omen 2, I think, and then Defiance. So the fact that they did Soul Reaver 1 and 2 first, which I know those are the fan favorites from what I understand, I'm not terribly surprised, but it is interesting to not do like the very first one. How do I want to do this? Oh, it does a shockwave. Okay, I wasn't totally sure. I need a triple delete, so I need to like draw Proto Man. That's the thing. That's the thing. But yeah, as far as what I would grab, I don't think I'm gonna grab another RPG, just because I have Rebirth on the horizon. So like I'm gonna postpone my playthrough of FF12, which I wasn't gonna start just yet anyway. But that was gonna be the next Final Fantasy on the docket. But now I'll just do that after Rebirth, which is fine. What else is on my wish list? I know like Ghost of Tsushima's on there. Elden Ring is on there. I think Elden Ring's probably too massive for me to want to dive in right now. I feel like next year could be the year that I finally delve in, especially because I played Dark Souls 3 this year. So, we'll see. I also think BG3 is probably too big for me to grab. I mean, I probably could if I really just played that. Probably could finish a playthrough by February, but I don't want to like feel like I'm rushed. I want to grab something that I feel like would be, if I decide to buy something else, I want it to be something that I could feasibly play over the course of about a month or whatever it is, without having to like stress about it, kind of deal. Like Metaphor's in a similar spot. I'm also waiting for the audio shit to get fixed because oh my god, why is that not fixed yet? I don't understand. I've seen more and more people post in the bug thread about it, and like quoting my post in the bug thread about it on Steam, and saying they're having the same issue and that they're waiting to buy it until it's fixed. And I'm just like, dude, why is this the singular game on Steam that has this issue? Or at the very least, the singular like Atlas game on Steam that has this issue. I guess the only exception would be I haven't played the Etrian Odyssey games, but I've played pretty much all of Atlas's other releases on Steam, so... And they had no problem with headphones plugged into a controller. But Metaphor? No. Sorry. Can't do it. For some reason. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'll just wait, it's fine. It's weird because I'm like not even... I know the type of praise Metaphor's been getting, and for whatever reason I'm just like not... I think it's the audio shit, like the fact that there was a technical thing in the demo, and then when I bought the game to just see if it worked in the full game and then it didn't, I refunded. I think that's like kind of soured my interest a bit. But when I get around to it, I'll give it a fair shake. It's not really like... I'll probably mention it saltily once it finally works and I get to play it and shit, but... And I'm sure it's great. I get it. But it's also like, for whatever reason, I'm not like so beyond upset. If this happened with like certain other games, like if I was, and I think I'm misremembering. I think it's because the audio shit that I've kind of like soured a little bit. Because it's like there's no use getting excited to play it if it's like not functional in the way that I play like literally every other game on Steam. So I'm gonna be stubborn about it, as you know, PC players tend to be. I'm not doing it for the sake of that, it's just like how I am. Well, yeah. Alright, can we get this encounter? I might need a lock enemy, maybe. This is 8.3% chance to find. It says S rank should be 100% drop rate. Oh, in Fowler. Oh, no, wait. There's another code in Gregor that's 100%. And I think... Is it just this one formation? Let me see. Yeah, there's just this one formation that's... It's 25% just in general. Okay, so... And... There's always a corn guy, so jungle doesn't change the encounter rate at all. So that's why it's 8.3, is because it's a 25% chance to get the formation, but it is one of 3 viruses in that formation. It's a little bit of a misnomer, but it makes sense why they put it that way. It's a 25% chance to encounter it, but I guess, yeah, 8.3% for that specific virus, but it only ever shows up with the other 2, so... God damn, dude. Yeah, but like, what else? FF16 is also one that's on hold. I'm gonna wait. Rebirth is different because it's a remake. But like, what's up? Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate I already mentioned. Metal Gear I was close to taking the plunge. It's 30% off now. The Metal Gear Volume 1 collection has been 20% off pretty consistently whenever there's a sale. But this is the first time it's been 30% off, but I keep saying I'm gonna wait till it's 50% off. But I was like so close to taking the plunge, because the difference is really not that much. I think it's like 42 or something like that total, versus the usual 60 for like all 3, the first 3 Metal Gear Solids plus Metal Gear 1 and 2. So like, it's not a terrible value for 40, but I'd like to just wait until it's like 30. Which I know that the difference there is not really that much. Maybe I'll just fucking get it, because I do love Metal Gear. And I want to, like, show support for that series to an extent. Alright. I've only ever gotten Zenny off this S rank, so... How? It doesn't make any sense. This is 100% on the S rank. I don't get it. I do not get it. Oh, what else is here? Hades 2 I'm waiting for out of early access. Ghosts of Tsushima. In fact, I should move Hades 2 somewhere else on this list, so that it's like... I'll just put it with like the to-be-announced stuff, because it doesn't have a full release date yet. Kingdom Hearts I just added back. I'm still like iffy on whether I want to dip my toe in. Batten Kaitos I also have my eye on. 16 is on hold. Silent Hill 2... and Stalker 2 are ones that I vaguely have my eye on, but I'm torn. See, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do if I buy like one more game on this sale or something like that. But I might not. I might just bail. Or rather, just wait until the next sale. But yeah, there's a number of those on the list that, like, I don't want to pick up currently for, you know, the reasons I mentioned, Metaphor, the audio shit. FF16, because I'm gonna play I'm gonna play 12 and the 13 trilogy first, but 7 Rebirth takes priority. But I think that works out nicely. We do Rebirth, do 12, and then if something else releases between 12 and my chance to play 13, then I'll do that. But then, you know, 13 trilogy, and then I'll be caught up, and then I can just play the new releases, barring replays. I'm curious. I had always thought that the chip drops were, like, set for formations. Yeah, okay, so they're not. At least in these later games. It's just weird that it says 100% for the S rank, when I literally just got a Flash Bomb 2. On the previous S rank. It's odd. Alright, so that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 3. Iron Shell 2. That's a 3, that's a 3. So Iron Shell 2 might be next, but let me double check 82. This was the Yellow Mystery Data one? Yes. Okay. This is a rank 2 as well. The Element Sword. Let's do Iron Shell 2 first, maybe. And then we'll do this sword thing. And then there's a 3, and then it's another 3, then the dragons, then a 3, 2 3s rather, and then silence. Okay. So almost have all the rank 2s. So this is Mr. Weather Comp is the most common. But yeah, like the Final Fantasy game plan is set in stone. Fire Emblem is also set in stone. I'm almost done, unless I want to go back to 1 through 3, which I don't really want to do. It's one of those things, if I ever do decide to play FE 1, 2, or 3, then sure, maybe I'll talk about them, but I would have to have a desire to check them out first, beyond what I've already checked out of, like, I think 3 is the only one of those that I've played a little bit of. The issue is those 3 have remakes that are pretty damn good, all things considered. Even though I'm a new mystery hater because Chris sucks ass, but whatever. Mr. Weather Comp is this way. Yeah, I guess I did like a member-only video kind of going over kind of my game plan with a lot of the staple series and like some of my other plans too. I think it's just going to depend on like what I play and what speaks to me and all that. Like, you know, a Midnight Suns happens and I play it, and I'm just like, yeah, it's superhero stuff. The combat's great, and it's superhero stuff. It's kind of grindy. It's superhero stuff. So there's not really like much to say there, right? If I was going to make that public, I don't know. I'll think about it. If anything, that might be like a New Year thing, where it's possible I'll make that public. I'm a little torn on the member-only videos. I like the early thing, like releasing videos early for members, like a day or 2 in advance. I like that. Maybe I'm just saying that because the Three Houses video popped off a little bit, which I'm very happy about, obviously. But yeah, because that is kind of a game plan video, maybe. Yeah, if anything, that would be like once the new year hits. And I was going to do that Shadow Gens video before the end of the year, but now I'm thinking maybe I'll just make that the first video of next year. So that I don't have to stress about putting it out. I'm kind of... Honestly, I'm kind of in my phase of like just doing whatever the fuck I want with the channel, because it seems like there's no... seemingly... I think the title was good for the Three Houses video. Granted, I think the title's a lot better than the FF10 one, but it does seem kind of like there's no rhyme or reason on whether a video pops off or not. So I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want, and just like title and thumbnail stuff to the best of my ability. Right. And I don't think I'm gonna like sweat like an upload schedule in the traditional sense. I think that is something I would recommend still to like channels that are smaller and trying to build an audience. I think that helps a lot. Nice. But since I am already monetized, I'm just gonna make videos that I want to make. And if they do well, if they don't, oh well, right? Picked up any new members, not from what I've seen. There is an additional view on the member-only video, but I think that was me, like, just checking, like, just watching it to check, if there were any issues with it or whatever, as I usually do, because I'm fucking paranoid like that. Maybe paranoid's not the right word, but I do like to give my own videos like a watch or like a preliminary listen before they go public, just to make sure there's no issues with the upload. But let's see here. So we got Iron Shell 2, these are all 3s. The Yellow Mystery Data 1 is here. This one, Element Mech? What is it? Elekmech. I can't read English. Elekmech. Immortal Area. Okay. Back to the Underground. But yeah, I'm a little torn on the member-only video idea. I think it could work, but how much interaction? Post 1K. So I think the big thing was I didn't really upload as regularly once I hit 1,000. So the Persona, for reference, if you ever look at my uploads, my Persona 3 Reload video that was the day that I hit 1,000 subs, was when I put that out, on March 5th. Which I'm glad I put that out on March 5th, because it's a very important day in that game's, like, story, which is cool. Just kind of worked out that way. Was not like a long-term plan or anything, but anyway, that video was, I hit 1,000 like when that video went live, or like the day that that video went live. So it's been what, 9 months, going on 10, I guess, and I've gone from 1,000 to I'm literally 2 subs away from 1,300. And that's with like not uploading that much this year, all things considered. I'd have to double check, but I think as far as the uploads that I don't think I delisted anything from this year. There was some stuff from last year that I unlisted or like removed pretty quickly because they just got outdated, and I probably should have left them up, like the Sea of Stars video and whatnot. But I kind of like, I think the thing was that I soured on that game more after I made that video, and so I was like, this doesn't represent how I feel about it, I'm gonna take this down, whatever. It's pretty rare that happens though, because usually I wait long enough to like really know how I feel about something before I post it, which is why I don't really like reaction videos or talking about new releases too soon after release, if possible. Or at least giving myself the time to like ruminate on it. But yeah, I guess I've gained about 300 subs since then, which I think is pretty good. Again, considering the like lowered cadence of upload releases. And like the more I upload, the more subs I gain. Like I've gained quite a few off of the Three Houses video alone, and that's been out for like what, a week? A little over a week maybe? No, it's been a couple weeks at this point. 2 weeks? I don't know. Time has been weird these past couple of weeks. Because of like travel and the holidays are slowing things down, which is kind of a good thing. Alright, so we're looking for Alec Mech. It's a non-element, despite having the word Alec in its name. Oh, I do need Air Raid 3 also. These are some strong guys, what the fuck? This is plus 60, right? This is 230. I think I just do this and then I charge shot the Air Raid guys down. Just in the off chance that I get Air Raid 3. I don't know, I think the big thing is, like, I have some regular... Oh, I think I need this dragon, don't I? I think the big thing is that I have some regular commenters, which is helpful. So even if a video doesn't pop off, I can at least, you know, have some kind of discussion with somebody about it, even if it's brief. Oh, fuck you, dude. Why did you go behind that? You knew. Ooh. I like that. Not planning to farm the dragons just yet, though, so if I do get this Alec Mech drop, I'll probably bounce. I'd like to get this, I'd like to get this GMD lit. I think that was an S was also pretty nasty. Yeah, I don't know, I'm happy with I think I keep going around in circles because I keep I stop talking and then I keep talking, whatever. Oh my god. Okay, what I was trying to say, though, is I'm happy with where the direction the channel is heading. I just need to upload more frequently. I think that's the big thing. That's kind of like a goal of mine for next year. Did I use... I need SP specifically for 2x hero in this game. I can para him, though. Maybe. EX. But at the same time, I'm not really stressing, like, the volume of uploads. You know, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I must get this number of uploads out next year or something like that. Ideally, it'll be more than this year. That's kind of my plan. But at the same time, I want to emphasize quality as well. Which I feel like I've been good about generally, but I just mean, like, continuing to put out quality stuff. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know, I think the showdown stuff, I don't know if I would do uploads with those, but I think that could be something that could be in the stream rotation, potentially. I think that would be more likely. Is, like, streaming some Pokemon Showdown stuff. I need to, like, download some, I need to download some sample teams, probably, because there's some metagames that I want to check out. And, like, actually try playing. But, I guess I just need to figure out which metagames I want to play. And I guess I can just, like, kind of jump around, bounce around, figure shit out that way. But, yeah, it's an idea. And there's a couple more Pokemon playthroughs I still want to do. But I'm not going to, like, rush into those, per se. Yeah, so we got Air Raid 3. And, I also wanted to do that Pokemon World Tournament stuff in Black and White 2. Because that's, like... Those are, like, you know, competitive sets. But just against an AI, which is fine. I think I would definitely prefer that to, like... Because I will, like... I'll build my Mons to be, like, EV trained and shit for that. Because that's kind of the expectation when it comes to that. That's, like, end-game, post-game kind of shit. I hate that I'm running into this guy. These spikes are actually landing is nice. EX is good to use. I like this combo. Though, if he's in the middle, specifically. That was kind of shit. I want to do some BN PvP stuff, though, too. I do want to do that. I think that could be something in the stream rotation for next year. But I want to cut back on streaming. Like, that's the big thing. I don't know how this works. Oh, okay. We take those. Yeah, I think pivoting away, at least for the first quarter of the year, or like the first couple months, because I'll be traveling and shit. pivoting away from like doing full playthroughs per se and doing like these larger projects. I enjoy doing them, but it's pretty time consuming. And then I think like when it comes time to do something like that, it can feel a little bit more special, I guess, too. Instead of being something that I constantly have a playthrough going kind of deal. That's what I'm trying to kind of avoid. At least for a little while, so I can focus on other stuff. And as far as the channel's concerned, focus on uploads, especially, because that's not like necessarily the... Oh, I need the Scarecrow guy as well, actually. That's not necessarily what I feel is taking the most away from my upload, like video editing time, but it is something where if I cut the amount of streaming I'm doing by half, or even like cut it down to like a third of what I've been doing, like 1 to 2 streams a week max, I think that would be better, because then I can get uploads out more regularly. I can spend more time on other stuff outside of YouTube as well. And then when it comes time for me to stream more regularly, I can do that. Right? But make that more of a special thing. Obviously, I need to hydrate. I think 2 times hero hits everything. The good thing with this is if I get 1 drop, I can go for the other drop as well, because I need both. But if I get neither drop, I'll just soft reset until I do. Got 1 of them, okay. So we save there. I need... Is it Doll Thunder? Yeah, Doll Thunder. I need Doll Thunder 3. Oh. I see. I see the problem here. I think I burn these and try to draw another Proto Man. Alright, okay, I was not entirely sure what... I'm very bad. I wasn't entirely sure what these guys' pattern was. That's fine. I don't really care about preserving that. I've already done the virus battler shit. Yeah, I just want these, and I want the Doll Thunder drop. It's pretty lucky. So I guess it's just a coin flip in that case, as seen by the Summon Black 2 drop. The fact that I got a Flash Bomb or whatever instead one time, and then I got the actual drop I needed, yeah. Okay, Doll Thunder 3, done. Flip. Yeah, I guess, like, the big thing is, for a lot of series that I've made, kind of staple series that I talk about on the channel, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about if I don't want to get, like, super specific. You know? Because there are channels that focus on one franchise, and they figure out creative ways to, like, talk about the same thing a million times. No shade. There are some good channels that are series-specific, but I'm just, like... Doesn't that get old? Like, does that not get boring? Like, I think my thing is, I could probably pick out my top 5 video game franchises or series or whatever. It's probably pretty obvious what most of those are, but if I only had to talk about one of them, I don't know if I really, like, want to do that. Like, that just does not sound compelling to me. Because there are certain aspects to my very favorite franchises and series that I don't really like that much, that I'd like to avoid playing and talking about if I can. i.e., the Persona spin-offs, for instance. I don't really give a shit about them. And like some of the older untranslated stuff, I'm just like, okay, it's great, it's cool, whatever. I don't really want to play it though. So by virtue of that, I'm not going to talk about it. So it's like, and there's other examples like that as well. But as someone who replays games every now and again, there's always the off chance of doing that with games I've already talked about. I have some plans for that for some plans and some unplans. Like if I ever just randomly decide to replay something that I didn't intend to, and I have more to say on it, then sure, there's another video right there. But I think more than likely it'll be more stuff like a Shadow Generations, like kind of a one-off, like a random one-off that I'm like, this is dope. This is like reminding me of like what I used to love about said series, or you know, whatever kind of deal. But I have no intentions of making more Sonic videos unless there's another Sonic game that comes out and I play that, for one, looks interesting to be pre-release enough to want to get it, like Shadow Gens, and even then I didn't get it day one. And two, that when I play it, I really thoroughly enjoy it as well. So there's pretty two major caveats with that series in particular, that franchise. But just any franchise in general, right? But that's like kind of a one-off thing. Like if Soul Reaver ends up continuing to click with me, maybe that gets a video, like who knows? I still need, I know Space Cowboy, I need to coordinate with you as far as the Yakuza video we want to do. I'm not like in a huge rush to get that out. I don't want to drag my feet. I want to get that out probably before February for sure. But I say like let's just see the rest of the year through and try to coordinate something once the new year hits, which I know is only a few days away, but still though. It's a rank 3. This is the yellow mystery data, that's a rank 3. Are we all rank 3s? The dragons, that's right. So there were some dragons here. And I also want to pace my uploads enough to where, like, I'm, you know, at least playing stuff to a certain extent that I want to talk about. And it's hard to say, like, Midnight Suns I spent, like, 60 hours with. And I'm not going to do a video on it because I don't have much to say on it. But that's, like, a lot of game time that was sucked away from other stuff that could have been video-worthy. But I don't really want to, like, worry about that shit, honestly. Like, I don't... I think I'm less attached now to the idea of YouTube being like a full-time thing ever. If that happens, great. I'm not gonna stick my nose up at it, but it's more just like, that's not really like kind of the intention, nor was it ever truly. But it's just hard to know, because like I'm very like goal focused. So when my goal was like get monetized, I wasn't really thinking too much beyond getting 1,000 subs, or like what that would mean, or like what I would do past that kind of deal. And so yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like do things, take things in stride, and you know, whatever. Immortal area, Pavilion Comp 4 has more common Earth Dragon spawns. Thunder Dragon is only found here, so we'll definitely go for that. I can throw Battery on. Aqua Dragon we already got, and then Wood Dragon is Graveyard 2. So I say let's go for Thunder Dragon. And if I find Earth Dragon, which is here also, great. But Pavilion Comp 4 is way more common, so if I don't get it... Let's... Oh, Black Dragon is another one that can drop it? Oh, White Dragon drops Heat and Aqua. And then Black Dragon drops Elec and Wood, okay. Interesting. Black Dragon's also an immortal area. It's non-elemental. It's 2% encounter. Interesting. Yeah, I'll throw Battery on and try to find Thunder Dragon then. And we'll move on. Battery. But yeah, I have lots of ideas that I just need to put down on paper. I guess I guess I have, in large part. Like I had mentioned, the Mega Man Zero games I want to go back to. Okay, that makes sense that this would show up. The Mega Man Zero games I want to go back to, just to kind of reevaluate. I took 2 more videos down, and not for any other reason than that they were just videos that underperformed from like a year or 2 ago or whatever. I do that periodically where I kind of just reevaluate what's on the channel. And if a video didn't got like hardly any engagement, I sometimes pull it just because it's like, okay, there's potential to talk about this again someday. And even then, if it's not like, if it's something I'm attached to, like one of those staple franchises, I try to avoid that. Because there's a number of videos like Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy that haven't done amazingly, but I'm leaving them up for the context of like future videos. Like little one-offs, sometimes I'll pull. Especially if they're older and like, I don't know, whatever. It's my channel, I can do what I want. But like Mega Man Zero and ZX, I actually think the ZX video is not bad. Didn't get a lot of engagement, but it's not a bad video, I don't think. So like I could see like the original Zero video getting replaced, and it's more so like I don't mind quote unquote replacing an older video that I've done with the newer one, usually because I will mention, oh, I had Lock Enemy still on, usually because I will explicitly mention my previous experience and like how I felt about things prior, etc. and so on, right? So that's like, so I can kind of encapsulate how I felt about the Zero games in my first video, in my second video, in addition to how I feel about them currently. Heat Dragon, that's the one I was not going for, actually, right? I was going for Elec, Thunder. So that's a good drop. Saves me a little bit of, just a bit of headache, potentially. What the fuck are these? So I need Thunder and Wood. And then Wood is, Graveyard 2, that's right, okay. And this one's only found here, Thunder Dragon. I could potentially get it from a white, or I guess, is it black that drops Thunder? It doesn't matter. Those are super rare, though, and they're non-elemental, so I can't even bait them with Navicuss shit. So I'm better off just doing it here. And it seems like my... What are my chances of encountering this thing with battery? 13% versus the normal 6%, it looks like. Oh, but there's multiple with it, so it's actually, so 13, but there's 3 formations with it. There's 3 formations with it, so it's really like 39. The Mega Man X videos, I think I could stand to do another video on, though. I just played some of them again this year, though. And those will probably be in regular rotation, so... Whenever I decide to play through some of the X games again... God damn it. I feel like I could stand to, like... I don't know what it would be, but, like, do something that encapsulates my experience with the X games more thoroughly. Because the 5 through 8 video wasn't that good, so I took that down a while back. The 1 through 4 video is a little sloppy as well, but it's better, and it also has, like, decent numbers on it, like, people seem to enjoy it. That's really the main thing, is, like, I'm not opposed to, like, videos doing poorly, but it's, like, if people seem to be enjoying something, even if I think it's, like, kind of outdated as far as my own content, like, who am I to judge, I guess? Even though I did just take down the Coliseum and XD streams because they're old as fuck. And it makes me cringe thinking about them. And how I was 2 or 3 years ago or whatever that was. And I think with the streams too, it's like, think there was someone that I listened to on podcasts or something that mentioned, like, in their opinion, streams are not really something that are meant to perpetuate necessarily, or at least that's how they view them, is that they're kind of ephemeral. And I can kind of agree with that. I think like the Battle Network streams, I feel like that's really, and the Zelda streams to an extent is where I started to hit my stride a little more. So I feel like those could maybe be ones that just like stay up forever. The Zelda ones, we'll see. In a year's time, we'll see about the Zelda ones. I think the Twilight Princess playthrough in particular is very fun, because I fucking love that game. And, it's just like a very memorable playthrough as well. It was like going through those. And then plus with Coliseum and XD, I could see myself streaming those again someday too. So it's like, it's fine. Alright, so it's all rank 3s. We can count this as a rank 3 because it's Graveyard 2. Yeah, it's all rank 3s. And Silence. And so, just go down the list, I guess. Piranha 3. Piranha is... yeah. I always forget where the H is in Piranha. And I typed it wrong even though I just looked at it. Piranha is how it's spelled. Pavilion Comp 1. So it begins. I'm sure Bubble Star is also there. I think what I'll do... doesn't make any sense not to equip Fish, I think. Then again, this is, like a water-oriented comp. Oh, this isn't compressed. Not that it matters. Is this alphabetical? No, it's not. That's better. Fish. Oops. Close out of that. See, it's possible next time it's just bug frag farming, maybe. And maybe like the initial base fight and like bug frag farming and shit. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I don't want to feel like it's stretched out to 3 streams, but I'm gonna do 3 streams because I've mentioned it a lot, so apologies. But yeah, it took me 32 streams to do the campaigns for all 6. And if I do 3 more streams, including this one, it'll be 32 for post-game as well. It's perfect that way. 64, there we go, the magic Nintendo number as well. But yeah, the Mega Man X games, it's like those are games, at least 1, 2, and 4. Like 3 I'd be willing to give another shot too, because like that's just like a learning curve thing. Of like, that's just a game that I need to learn where everything is, and then figure out routes and shit. It's weird, because I know that is the fun for a lot of old school Mega Man players, is like figuring out the routes and figuring out the weaknesses. And I guess if like a new game comes out, like with Mega Man 11 I did that, to begin with. I find it fun to just know the weakness order and then just, like, do it, though. Especially if there's certain orders that, like... There's some... Like, the route that I currently plan to take through, like, Mega Man X 1 and 2, and even 4, isn't necessarily weakness order oriented. It's partially upgrades and shit like that, too. Gustavo, good to see ya. Been a few weeks. I probably should have posted about not streaming the week that I said I was going to, but shit happens. I'm kind of in my... I was talking to Space Cowboy before you got here. I'm kind of in my not giving a fuck phase with the channel to an extent. As far as, like, I'm just gonna do what I want, you know? If the video does well, so be it. If it doesn't, so be it. Whatever. Obviously, I want my videos to do well, but... the fact that the Three Houses video did so well, considering I hadn't uploaded for, like, over a month, is, like... I'm just like, okay, so there's, like, no... So upload frequency doesn't matter, then. Like, that's kind of, like, where I'm at, where I'm like, okay. So this just doesn't matter as long as you have a good title and thumbnail. Something that people want to watch. That makes sense. That does make sense. But, yeah, it has me wondering, I'm like, should I retitle the FF10 video? But I'm like, it's already long since done, though, but whatever. Couldn't find... A lot of them are unlisted, so that, like, I usually do that to try to not clutter things up. I haven't streamed for, like, 3 weeks, though, or something like that, though. But if you're ever looking for streams that may be unlisted, you just go to the playlist, and they'll all be viewable through there. But let's see. I need this drop. I think I just full custom burn the fast gauge. Nice. Yeah, you're good. You're good, dude. Can I get this drop, please? Doing this without collect is really a problem, but I don't want to drop most of my bug frags that I currently have on collect. Maybe I should, though. I don't know. It's been going okay so far, though. But yeah, I've really thinned out the streams that I've left public. Like, it's just the part ones for each playlist. It used to be the part ones for each game, but I feel like that even looked a little too cluttered, so I was just like, alright, let's just do the part ones for, like, each live stream playlist that I have. And then I believe I linked them in the description and the comments as well. So that way they're easy to find. I mean, if I get a chip drop, it will be the chip that I need because it's only those viruses. I just keep losing these coin flips, although getting more Zenny is never a bad thing. But yeah, I was just kind of going through, going over, honestly, a lot of the stuff that I mentioned in that member-only video. As far as, like, kind of ideas for next year and, like, kind of plans, and I think, like, just largely, aside from what I said, because I know that you did watch that because, you commented, so I know you've seen it. But, music reaction channel, tried the SMT5 down the other day and fell in love with it. That's sick. That's dope. With Vengeance, yeah. Yeah, that soundtrack is really damn good. There's some inconsistencies there. I wonder if he will note those without necessarily knowing that there are two composers on it. But, that could also be partially because I am aware, I was aware of that going in. What was I saying, though? Aside from, I guess, what I mentioned with plans for next year, I think, like, the big picture, like, streams I do want to cut back, but I think also I want to do a little bit more of a PvP focus to an extent. Like, a Pokemon Showdown could be fun, like, doing some PvP stuff there. Battle Network PvP, I think, would be what I do with the Battle Network games once these post games are done. Which this is the last one, obviously. But that would be kind of a neat thing to do. Because I mentioned in my initial... Excuse me, I'm burping. In my initial Battle Network tier list from years ago, at this point, I I mentioned like what, you know, I'll see you guys online or something like that, but does do some research on the composers. Yeah, I wonder if he'll have a similar note though. Might not search stuff to avoid. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Mostly with that game's soundtrack, it's like some of the side quest battle themes, and it's not that they're bad per se, but it's that they don't have the same. They sound like they were composed by two different people, or at least composed for two different games, to an extent. I'm a little removed from that soundtrack, so I can't like name certain tracks. But it's like there's just a number of tracks that Konishi wrote, that Konishi composed, that I don't think are bad per se, but I just don't think they mesh with the rest of the OST, like from a musical aesthetic point of view. Lit, we got it. Bubble Star 3, is this also here? BBL Star? Immortal, this is another Immortal area, that's random. I guess in the English version it was Pavilion Comp. Okay. Okay, well I guess we'll go back to Immortal area with fish installed. But I was also mentioning, Gustavo, that I finished up Marvel's Midnight Suns, which was fun. Big 7 out of 10 energy, which is not, again, for better and worse. For better and worse, and I don't like number scores, but you know what I mean when I say that. I think a lot of people understand what you mean, what people mean when they say stuff like that. Very superhero-y for better and worse, but the combat is really great, actually. Turn-based tactics with like card deck building kinds of stuff. So it's like really, really up my alley in that regard. But once I checked out of the story, I was kind of like, all right, let's just get this over with. And so I bumped the difficulty down and just like blitzed it. Did a lot of the achievements, most of which aren't difficulty related. So yeah, but it's cool. It scratched that superhero itch, and now I'm done. I'm done with it. Saw a compilation of the tracks via tier list. Comments were unanimously against the guy that made the video. That's funny. Yeah, I think I do my best to not compromise my tier list placements when I do them. But you've got to be like, you have to be conscious and like aware of how people are potentially going to react. And so maybe, I can't speak on this particular tier list you're mentioning from this other channel, but you have to be like, if you're gonna place something in somewhat of a controversial spot, then I think you need to talk more extensively on that particular entry. Hence, when I put FF7 in A tier instead of S in my Final Fantasy tier list. But I had reasons, I explained them. People don't have to agree by any means, but I think I did a good job of like explaining and justifying why I feel this particular way about something. And I think that, not to just like, you know, toot my own horn necessarily, but it's something you kind of just have to learn through experience, I guess. And tier lists are like, they're easy to half-ass and just kind of throw together. So I have no doubt that there's a lot of tier lists out there that are less thoughtful, I guess, than I at least try to be. Right? Not to make it about me, but it's just like, as far as my experience with tier lists, it's like, it is easy to just kind of throw them together and just like not really pay much mind to what the reaction might be, or like trying to like understand that you may be saying something controversial, I guess. During the first abscess. Oh, like the abscess boss theme? How's that one go? I have fucking Mega Man X1 pumping through my ears right now, so I can't. That track's a banger though. If it's the abscess boss theme, that's just bangs. The fuck? It's like one of the best battle themes in the game, like straight up. Why am I putting sneak runs up? I'm being dumb. Whoops. I don't want to save over that though, because I don't know what my last save was. We need to find Starfish 3. And I guess I'm at least assuming that this guy put that in like a low tier or something like that. Which is wild. I mean, see, another problem, something that I'm not immune to either, is that, granted, I'm a classically trained musician, but that I try not to, like, I'm not, like, getting on my high horse and being like, oh, that means, like, in some sense, yes, it means I know more about music than the average person, but that's contrary to what I was about to say, which is the fact that music is like such a widely enjoyed medium of entertainment or art or whatever you want to call it, both, means that everyone has very specific and like everyone has an opinion. Everyone's a critic when it comes to music, especially. Because it's rare, I think, to encounter someone who like straight up doesn't listen to music in any form. Like, there are people out there that are like that, which I think is crazy, but whatever. But yeah, like, the music industry being as big as it is means that, like, yeah, everyone has an opinion. And everyone has, like, and like, because music has been around for so long compared to, obviously, movies and TV and video games, we're already at the point where, like, there's niches of niches and subgenres of subgenres, to the point where, like, you can really kind of, like, musically isolate yourself if you want to, especially in the days of music streaming. And so it's easy to, like, just listen to what you're familiar with and, like, not really branch out beyond that. So if you listen to something that is against the grain as far as your tastes or, like, whatever you tend to listen to or whatever, then it just can be very polarizing in that way, I think. So I don't want to throw too much shade, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, doing a music tier list when you're not... I mean, who knows? Maybe this guy's educated in music, I have no idea. But what I would assume is that they're probably not. If it's that controversial. Maybe? Who knows? Taste is a subjective thing, obviously, so, like, there's not really, like, any one factor that could contribute to this, but, what's it? Why would you do a music tier list if you're not, like, a musician? But, like, actually a musician, not like I taught myself guitar and I, you know, play at my friend's coffee shop. Which is fine, that's a fine thing to do, but then doing some kind of critique, or... People can do whatever they want, I'm just saying, like, I think it's not a great idea to do that. I don't even really want to do music tier lists, and I'm a classically trained musician of 15 plus years, like, going on 20, not too long from now. But again, because music is such a widely appreciated medium, it's not like only classically trained musicians or only, you know, professional musicians can speak on it. Far from it. That's like very elitist and kind of shitty to presume, which is not what I'm saying. But yeah, I think you get it. I think you get it. I think any sensible person would understand what I'm trying to say. Probably. That also sounds kind of douchey. But at least I'm self-aware. I don't know. I think my brain is just fucking rotting from farming this shit. What am I going after now? Horn shot? Horn shit 3? Gigacorn. Undernet 3. Also Immortal Area. What are the... I shouldn't have jacked out then. Because Jungle... It looks like Jungle, like, pretty much guarantees this encounter. I would have saved... Let me soft reset. I would have saved after getting the star thing. Right? Yeah, okay, perfect. So we'll just install Jungle. Did a reaction to the SMT 3 through 5 battle themes. And figured out he checked the demo. Usually only plays games with kick and soundtracks. I can respect that. I can respect that. That's like a big factor with video games, is music. So... yeah, like, if a soundtrack isn't vibing, that will definitely, like, deter the experience. I feel like it's rare, though. Like, usually with video game soundtracks, they're just kind of forgettable, if anything. I can't remember the last time that I played a video game and I was like, I think the soundtrack is bad, you know? Like, I think those days are kind of gone. I think that the issue a lot of the time is when they go for like a more of a movie score kind of thing. And to me, movie scores, while great, definitely. I did recently rewatch the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And that score, when that shit kicks in, that shit slaps. But a lot of the time, like, movie scores are kind of forgettable to me. Like, I don't really pick up on them unless there's a particular leitmotif that comes back a lot. Or several, like Lord of the Rings is fucking great about that. Just because that's fresh on the mind. But when video games try to do that, I just think, yeah, it just leads to soundtracks that, like, you don't really want to bump outside of the game itself. I think that's the issue too with certain atmospheric games like Hollow Knight and Metroid Dread to an extent. And you know, I defended Metroid Dread's soundtrack a bit in that video, and I did criticize Hollow Knight's soundtrack for kind of a similar thing that I praised Metroid Dread for. But it's more so just, like, those aren't really soundtracks that I'm gonna, like, vibe to and, like, listen to. I think there's some Dread tracks that I would. I just need to remake my Metroid music playlist, because I need to, like, just... It was mixed in with the Castlevania stuff, and then I just kind of trimmed that or whatever. Yeah, anytime you make your presence known, plays, you know, fucking Aragorn's theme or like whatever. And I could not, for the life of me, hum. I mean, I can hum bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba. Rhythm's wrong because I'm like fucking hyper right now. Da 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 dee da 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 da. Might be the same key as this track actually, which is funny. Like the main theme. But I could not, if I had to think about it, I couldn't like hum pretty much any of the other themes that were... Oh, that was pretty sick. I guess they were still considered in the middle row. Think. Oh yeah, the atmospheric tracks. I was saying the Metroid tracks were mixed in with my Castlevania tracks. It was like, Metroidvania, get it? Get it? It's Metroid and Castlevania, but those are kind of two different vibes. So I split them. And when I was in that Castlevania mood with the Dominus collection and all that, I just deleted all the Metroid stuff off that playlist. So I need to remake that and reevaluate Metroid Dread soundtrack especially. And like, yeah, it is mostly kind of forgettable because it is atmospheric. Not that you can't make memorable atmospheric tracks, but it's Metroid Prime's a little bit different because like the Prime games have atmospheric tracks, but there's like it grooves though. Like you've got like drum kit going on in the background. Boom 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 boom. Like it grooves, and then you have like the whistling melodies on top or whatever. And Dread is just like a little bit more subdued, in a sense, which I don't think is a bad thing. But again, it's not really something to like bump necessarily. But I could honestly say that about the other 2D Metroids to an extent as well. Super Metroid has, like, Green Brinstar is one exception for, like, Super Metroid, for sure. That track grooves. But a lot of the others, it's like, I don't know. Like, I just don't think, it's not that the music's bad, it's just like, again, it just complements the game more than it stands on its own, I think. But that's also like coming from my taste and based on what I just said about music taste and how everyone's a critic and all that kind of stuff. It's like maybe some people do like listening to more relaxing and kind of like in the background kinds of music. I like listening to hard shit when it comes to video game music in particular. I'm not like a metalhead necessarily just because I don't really listen to like non-video game stuff very much, but these days at least, but yeah, like I tend to gravitate towards like the Mega Mans and the Megatens and the Castlevanias and like the shit that bangs, the soundtracks that fucking bang, right? I mentioned I grabbed those Soul Reaver remasters. Soundtracks there set an amazing atmosphere. I'm really digging it from that front. Not something that I'm gonna go out of my way to listen to probably outside of it though. DBH. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not though. Undernet 3 for Iron Shell 3. Also an Immortal area, but this is a elementless guy. And it's a 3.9% encounter. Well, unless these guys also showed up with the corn shot guys, yeah? Let me see here. The air raid, no, it shows up with the starfish. It's 30% chance to find the armadillo formation with fish installed. Do I want to do that instead of going all the way to Undernet 3? I think I kinda do. Let's try this. Also, I don't think I need Zenny for anything else, really. So, I could just buy more lock enemies if I want to use a lock enemy. Once I find this guy. But it should be like a 1 in 3 or so. With fish installed. Hey, look at that. It certainly was 1 in 3 chances. I wish X7 was good. That would be cool. I should have lock enemied. I guess it doesn't matter if it's 1 in 3. But try to avoid lock enemying, and if I still don't get the drop after a few attempts, then maybe I do that. But again, like, there's like plenty, or not plenty, there's more than enough to do over the course of 3 streams. So I'm not really sweating, like, it's shitty this doesn't kill. I could try to Var Sword, but they're gonna defend. So I'd rather just get my chip, I think. Oh, you know what? I have technology, hold up. Technology. I don't even think I lock enemy. I don't think it makes sense, considering the encounter rate is pretty high. Hear about Capcom changing out the producers for Mega Man? Been a while since you've heard it. So is this like a newer? I haven't. So to answer your question initially, I haven't. Introducing new staff to Mega Man? Yeah, get some fresh blood in there. Yeah, get some people who grew up with Mega Man to make some good Mega Man shit. We need that. The Mega Man resurgence is long overdue. Monster Hunter's bigger than ever, Resident Evil's bigger than ever, Devil May Cry is, well, bigger than ever, but on indefinite hiatus because the creator left. But then again, we have stuff like, oh god, what? Okami 2, the director of Okami is coming back. Is it the same guy? Kamiya? Hideki Kamiya? Who's the DMC? No, DMC is Itsuno, right? Yeah, different guy. Sorry. Both Capcom, though. Or formerly of Capcom, I guess with Kamiya's case, he went to Platinum, right? Wasn't he at Platinum Games? He was at Platinum Games. And the fact that they're, like, the fact that Capcom is willing to bring in their old, like, amazing talent to, like, head up some older projects means DMC could happen. Like, it's possible in, you know, a few, like, not a few years maybe, but, like, once Itsuno does some stuff on his own, maybe they bring him back to direct another DMC. But as far as Mega Man's concerned, it's like, well, we saw how Mighty Number 9 turned out. So, as unfortunate as that is, or rather, as unfortunate as, I should have double heroed, but as unfortunate as it is to judge the potential for a new Mega Man game, based on that, it's also, like, I think a decent metric. Iguchi is still around. Okay, yeah, the guy who based Mr. Famous off of himself, yeah. Okay. I'm here for it, man. Yeah, get some fresh blood in there to make some Mega Man stuff, because there's, I legitimately think Mega Man could be, there's no reason why Mega Man couldn't be more popular than it ever has been. And the fact that Mega Man 11 and the Battle Network collections sold as well as they did are indicative of that. Mega Man 11 being the best-selling Mega Man game is like, that's an amazing sign. Metroid is on a similar trajectory, and while I don't know that these series would ever be, like, as mainstream successes as, you know, a Resident Evil or a Monster Hunter or something, maybe, I don't think there's any reason why it has to be, necessarily, per se, right? As long as it just continues to do better and better as time goes on. But yeah, like, get that Mega Man 12 out, whatever it's gonna be, if it's traditional, whatever. Get the fucking 40-year-olds satiated. No shade to y'all. I respect it. But it's like Mega Man 11's great. Like, I really did enjoy it. But, like, I need more. I need more than just, like, another fucking classic standard Mega Man game. As much as Mega Man 11 did, like, shake some things up with the double gears and having the most expansive, like, upgrade shop in a classic Mega Man game, and etc. and so on. But yeah, satiate the 40-year-olds with their Mega Man 12. I'll play it. I'm take a joke, guys. But get them satiated, then Mega Man X would be nice to get something from that. At the same time, though, I don't know what you do. Do you do a reboot? Do you do, like, a soft... I think you do a soft reboot with that, honestly. I don't think you do an X9 as much as you do, like, some kind of soft reboot kind of thing. I know that Maverick Hunter X on the PSP was kind of that, but it was a PSP game, so we'll just pretend that... I don't know, it's like the PSP library is like so largely ignored by everybody that, it's like, I don't know, I guess you could bring Maverick Hunter X, remaster it, and then like do the same thing for some of the others, but then like where do you branch off? 4 or 5? Or something like that? Like after 4 or 5, do you do like a remake that tells the story of multiple games in one to get people caught up and then do like a new timeline to kind of reset things? I kind of like the idea of that. Or you just do a complete soft reboot and you have Axel and everyone else there from the get-go, I guess. Like, it's fine. It doesn't erase the existence of the other games at all. And then, like, of course, you know, new RPG game. Get a new Legends game as more of like a third-person shooter kind of thing. Get like the Resident Evil team on that or some shit. I don't know. Or the DMC team. Fuck it. A character action game, right? Character action Mega Man game would go so fucking hard. Would actually get me interested in that genre more than I am. Graveyard 1. Okay. Let me... I think at this point, I want to see where everything else is. So we got 1 Graveyard 1, Big Hat 3, Graveyard 2. Just so I'm not going back and forth. So Graveyard. Iguchi was director for the Battle Network collection, but was around for the original releases. Okay. New guys are producers from Monster Hunter and 1 from Ghost Trick. Ooh. That's lit. I'd love for more pixel art stuff from big studios. Dude, did you see that Ninja Gaiden game that the Blasphemous team is doing? Oh my god. I'm so fucking beyond excited for that. Because I messed around with the NES Ninja Gaidens. I think it was it over the summer or something? It was like some of those games I dabbled with. And I think they're cool, and I'm like, dude, a new side-scrolling Ninja Gaiden? I'm just looking at the trailer again real quick. In this art style with like their pedigree, and I tried Blasphemous out, wasn't quite my cup of tea, but Ninja Gaiden though, oh my god. So more of that, please. Hiring these big publishers hiring indie studios to do their licenses? Yes. It was announced during the Game Awards, yeah. It's Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It was like the very first thing that was announced. I even missed the announcement trailer because we turned it on like a little ways into the pre-show. But oh my god, I'm like so unreasonably excited for something like that. As someone who isn't, I wouldn't consider myself a big Ninja Gaiden fan, but I think those games are cool though. Like the NES games and even the character action Xbox Ones. I messed around with 3 is ass, but... And I say that as someone who played like 20 minutes of 3 after playing a handful of hours of 1 and 2. And yeah, but... So take that with a grain of salt, but yeah. Okami sequel, yeah. It's exciting that they're bringing Kamiya back for that. I haven't played the original Okami, though. I think I'm just a little salty by people who are like, oh, it's a better GameCube Zelda than Twilight Princess, and I'm like, shut your whore mouth. Shut the fuck up, please. But I understand the sentiment, and I'm sure it's great. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's also one of those games that for whatever reason I'm a little skeptical of, but maybe it's unwarranted. Oh yeah, and all the RGG stuff was fucking nuts too. Virtua Fighter's like 20 or 30 bucks only, which is surprising. So I'm wondering if that's going to be heavily monetized or if it just is going to be a smaller scale thing. Sandworm 3. So these are have all been graveyard so far. Snake. There's a snake arm. Graveyard, okay. I'm assuming this one is also Dark Mare. Graveyard 1, okay. Sensor 3, I'm assuming, is the same deal. Oops. Graveyard 2, yep. Little Boiler 3, Vending Machine Comp. We'll do this one first. Vending Machine Comp. And then Silence. Which is Graveyard 2. 2% encounter. No element. That's gonna suck ass. But yeah, Vending Machine Comp. And then we'll head to Graveyard, and that's kind of where we'll leave things. Good progress for 2 hours. Damn. God damn. Now, the question is... Vending Machine Comp, where is that? Is that where Charge Man is at, or is that something else? I'm just gonna Google this. The RGG with the million announcements and Pirate Yakuza on the way is crazy. I don't know if I talked about the TGAs. I guess I was gone, right? Like, I didn't stream. I messaged Space Cowboy on Discord a little bit about it, but... Yeah, Rebirth getting a PC port, day 1, easy. 30% off, easy. You'll love to see it. Part 3 will probably be day and date, I assume, so that's hype. What am I looking for? Map Guide, EN6. What else? That Pac-Man thing looked interesting. Sorry to keep halting things, but it's my stream, so you know what? Shadow Labyrinth, it looks interesting. I'm not like totally sold on it per se, but I think it's kind of an interesting idea. Mafia looks promising. As far as, like, I know that was announced and revealed previously, but I think that was like a proper trailer. Those were the main ones, honestly, that I was interested in, where were, like, Mafia caught my eye, Ninja Gaiden, and Shadow Labyrinth. And, like, the RGG stuff as well, but, like, there's no pre-order for that. New Onimusha is exciting. That does have a Steam page, but it's 2026. I'm trying to limit my wish list to, like, games that are at least, say, 2025. You know? Because it'll just get cluttered otherwise. And usually they don't make Steam pages for games that are that far out. But with Onimusha, there is. Goddamn. Vending Machine Comp. Oh, this is the Link Navi one. What are we doing? Little Boiler? Yeah, I can just fight him with Charge Man, I guess. I think these kettle viruses are kind of neat. But yeah, like the RGG stuff, I'm also like not fully caught up on Yakuza, so I'm like, I know it's not Yakuza, but I do have my eye on that Project Century or whatever. That looked sick. Virtua Fighter, I'm excited that it's coming back, but not a big fighting game guy, so I can't really speak on it. And I feel like, wasn't there something else? Wasn't there one more thing from them? Maybe I'm tripping. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound has me very excited for the game itself, but also just like projects like that. It only has 100 HP, okay. Oh yeah, I can't Navicus, obviously. This is an 8.3% encounter, which can't possibly be right. But yeah, there was a stretch during the TGAs that were like, it was just Genshin likes, and my eyes kind of glazed over. So, yeah. And then like, obviously Naughty Dog announcing a new IP is big. There's like a big culture war fucking thing going on with that, but I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea, but I'm also like not a big... I'm not really like drawn in by Naughty Dog stuff very often, but I think the retro future kind of aesthetic is more enticing than their usual fare. Just being like, you know, very hyper-realistic in something more analogous to our actual world kind of deal. And obviously there's always going to be like comparisons to that even in like sci-fi or fantasy, but yeah, I don't know, I just don't really feel like drawn in by their titles personally. But at the same time, that also can be said for a lot of have I gotten a driver issue on OBS? I can't say that I have. Nothing comes to mind regarding that. But honestly, with most Sony first-party stuff, I'm really just not... Let's let you start your stream? Oh, shit. What's the error exactly? Is it like... Probably could be worth a quick Google search to see if it's a common issue. Yeah, like I know, like Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Spider-Man 2 comes to PC in January. And like, I'm just not excited for it, really. Starting the output failed. Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I don't know that I've ever encountered an issue like that. That specifically, at least. Yeah, like Spider-Man 2 comes to PC next month. And I really enjoyed the first one, and Miles I also enjoyed, even though it was a lot smaller. And therefore overpriced in my opinion, but... yeah, with 2, I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just not really excited for it. Like, the God of War games have been dragging my feet to play. A good friend of mine, like, was really into the God of War games. I'm just like, it's not like a graphics thing, but I think it's just like, it's like an aesthetic kind of thing. And when these games are like, I don't mind playing something hyper realistic, but it needs to be like, I don't know, I think you see a lot of the same like hyper realistic, very like dreary kind of thing. It's almost like we're sort of back to it's not quite to the same extent, but kind of back to like the Xbox 360 days, except instead of like brown and yellow, it's like gray. Like a lot of games are just like there's more pops of color, which is good. I don't need every game to look like this, for instance. This is pretty gaudy. So like this particular comp with like the red and blue and shit. I don't know though. The God of War games, I will probably get around to at some point. That could actually be a good contender for a little interim game to play prior to February that I could knock out pretty quick. Maybe that actually would make sense. Like, knock out these Soul Reaver games pretty quickly, I would imagine. I can't imagine they're that long. And then play the first God of War? Maybe. It's an interesting idea. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, it's because it doesn't despawn. Okay, well we got the double delete though, so it's still an S. What is going on with these drops? What the fuck is up with these drops, dude? I mean, there was a 100% drop that didn't drop 100% of the time. I got 2 different chips on something that said 100% on S. This is 50% on S. So I don't even know what that means. If I need to go for a different rank or not. I would assume not, and I'm just getting unlucky. So then you check if your drivers are updated, but they're fine. Ugh. There's a few tutorials on it. I'm sure that if you just search like OBS stream output failed. It might be like an encoder or like a setting oriented thing that you might need to change, which is a pain in the ass. Getting OBS set up is a pain in the fucking ass. But once you get it set up, I think... See, the problem is, like... At least for me, is, like, once you get... Once you get OBS set up, you forget what all the settings mean and do, and, like, what your settings were. It's the point of... If something goes wrong, it's like hard to remember like what you actually need to fix or whatever. But by and large, it is something that you should be able to just set and forget. That was a really shitty display, but I think it's because my chip draws were kind of ass. I could also chip trader a little bit to try to see if I can pull like silence or something. Not have to farm for it. That'd be great. Before I forget though, I think I'm gonna wishlist, because for some reason I de-wishlisted, or I didn't see it on my wishlist, the God of War games. I don't know why there's not a bundle. That's like the weird thing. Also, the rumors of Sony doing a launcher are concerning, especially because like 2K just did away with their launcher, and I'm hoping that Rockstar is next because 2K like owns them, I think, or at least they're like partners or some shit. Yeah, God of War could be good. It's also $20 right now on sale. I think that's what I'll do. I think I actually will just play God of War 1, or rather God of War 7 or whatever, whatever it actually is. But you know what I mean. I'd be interested in playing the originals if they were on Steam. That goes for a lot of Sony first-party stuff, though. That's like the main issue. It's like my main... I guess I'm not interested enough to go out of my way to emulate them, but I would say my main interest when it comes to Sony first-party, and not even first-party, but just Sony exclusives, is like the older gens, mostly. Like, you know, you got like obviously the PS2 era in particular. Ratchet, Sly, Jak. Or like, you know, kind of like that holy trinity of like 3D platformers on the system. Not accessible on PC. And then like PS3, it's really like Infamous I'd be interested to check out. I'd be super down to play the Infamous games if they were on Steam. And like the more current output just doesn't like, for whatever reason, I'm just like not. If I was that interested, I would have bought a PlayStation at some point. And then now, even with the games coming to Steam, there's like not that many of them that, like first party in particular. Because like Rebirth, obviously I'm excited for, but that's second party. That was like a, you know, a exclusivity deal with Square. So that doesn't even really count. And like Horizon, I thought was boring. Like very stock open world. Wasn't really that invested in like the story or characters or whatever from what I played. 6 or 7 hours or whatever, which is more than enough to figure out if you like something or not, I think. Spider-Man I really enjoyed, but I kind of had my fill. God of War, I think I'm going to check out. I convinced myself. I'll cop God of War 2018 for 20 bucks. And then we'll see about Ragnarok at some point in the future. But, yeah, like, Naughty Dog stuff, not, like, super interesting to me. Obviously, The Last of Us very critically acclaimed. I know the story, though. Like, I'm sure I'd enjoy it because it's, stealth, survival horror-ish, adjacent. Right, and I've enjoyed some Resident Evil games. I've enjoyed Metal Gear. I mean, I love Metal Gear, to be fair. But it's like, part of the reason I love Metal Gear, for instance, is, like, the zaniness and, like, the crazy anime bullshit. And there's clearly none of that in The Last of Us, which is fine. It's not what it's trying to be. But, despite not being a big anime watcher, I like my anime bullshit in games to a degree, right? That's why I'm a big JRPG player. It's because I like that shit. Again, to an extent. There's a limit, for sure. And that limit is, gacha games. Like fucking Genshin and shit. Like fucking waifu simulators and shit. And one could argue that Fire Emblem has treaded that territory to an extent, but have you ever considered grid-based movement? I don't know what I'm saying. Just fucking stupid. Have you ever considered support conversations? No. I'm just memeing. But, yeah, dude, what's up with this drop? Am I just, like... Maybe I just need to not get an S rank. Maybe I need to intentionally not go for S's. Maybe I need a lock enemy as well. I don't know how worth it that is, though, but this is getting kind of annoying. So if I don't want to get an S rank... The problem is this fucking tea kettle can get annoying real quick. Maybe I just wait. Will this count? I think the shell closed. No, it didn't, not quite. Okay. So I waited a little bit longer. So maybe it's a 10? A 9? Just get the Zenny drop? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. If I should just keep going for S's or not, though. But yeah, what else has Sony first party put out in recent years? It's like Horizon, I'm good. Spider-Man, I'm sure I'll play Spider-Man 2 at some point. I'm just like not... I really do feel like I've kind of had my fill on that. The next time I get a superhero itch, maybe that's what I jump into. And I think I'm like... I don't know. I think the Wolverine game I would be very in on because I think Wolverine is fucking sick. But who knows what if the plans have changed over there because the leaks and like blah blah blah, etc. All that. Yeah, what I really want out of Sony first party is just like for them to put their older catalog on Steam. The Sly Coopers and Jack and Daxters of the world. And then even then, of those, I feel like Jack is probably the one that I'm least interested in checking out. But it's probably like Sly is probably like the number one. Because it's a stealth game, stealth platformer, seems interesting. And then the thing with Ratchet is like, I think I'd enjoy the Ratchet games. But there's so many of them. There's like so fucking many of them that I'm just like, and Rift Apart is the only one on Steam, and I'm sure it's fine. Like a fine starting point, rather. But That's the kind of series where like I'd like to have some context before playing the most recent entry, even if it's not like a continuous story in that way. So we'll see. That was never going to happen under the previous CEO. But now they're pivoting away from the live service shit, at least to an extent. So, which is good. So hopefully that means maybe more of a focus on the retro offerings, but it'll take a few years to like see the results of that. Fucking finally. Yeah, and to be fair, not that Xbox first party is that compelling to me either. I should play the Halo games at some point, like the campaigns. I should do that. I own the MCC. Gears of War, that's another one where it's like if they brought the other games over. I think Gears 5 is the only one that's on Steam. I think. So if they brought the other ones over, then like I would actually consider checking those out. But like, I guess the thing is like Xbox first party is now Bethesda and Activision and all this other shit that is coming to Steam, and like Indiana Jones is supposed to be great. I think it looks interesting gameplay wise, and like the first person puzzling and exploration kind of thing looks interesting. I'm not a huge Indiana Jones guy though, so that's like one that I'm like a little. Maybe I could wishlist it, I guess, since it seems surprisingly good. But it's weird because I don't even think about like Bethesda and Activision being Xbox first party, even though they are. But then also like there's not really much Activision stuff that I give a shit about, if anything, honestly. And as far as Bethesda's concerned, if Elder Scrolls 6 actually doesn't become a train wreck, then yes. A new Fallout, yes. Assuming, again, it's not a train wreck. There's like certain IPs in there. Doom the Dark Ages has my interest. I guess that's technically Xbox first party. Because I enjoyed Doom Eternal for what I played of it. But yeah, and then even Nintendo first party has like kind of lost me these days, but that's where I have a lineage there as far as like what I grew up with. So it's like, yeah, that's definitely like where my affinities tend to lie, but not so much these days. Not the way that it used to. Alright, so these last 9 should all be in the graveyard. Silence is also graveyard, right? And so I guess while we're farming these other ones, Silence has a chance to show up in graveyard too. And maybe it'd be, well, let's see, how long have I been going for? A little over 2 hours. Maybe we call it here, because literally all that's left is these last 9 standards. I fight base. I do the last program advance. I need that 100 gigabyte, god damn it, that 100 bug frag giga chip, among some other things. 67 gigas. It's really just that, like these last 9, which are all Graveyard 1 and 2. 2 base giga chips, 1 bug frag giga chip. This last PA is base. So it's like all Graveyard, basically. Like I can do the Graveyard, the last 9 Graveyard chips next time. Fight base, do this last PA. We'll have 3 out of 5 for these, and then it would just be getting the bug frags to get that last giga chip, and fighting base BX to get the actual last giga chip, and ending the series. And so considering I went from 175 to 191, what is that, 16? I got 16 chips in about 2 hours. Granted, some of these are going to be a pain in the ass. Like, let's take a look real quick. So this is like non-element. This is a non-element. This is the yellow mystery data, which I might need to farm, but I'll probably do that while I'm bug frag farming, I guess. Because otherwise I need to buy bug frags. Or, sorry, buy this with bug frags is the other alternative. And I would need to do that before the giga chip, which is kind of annoying if I have to do that. It'd be great to get the yellow mystery data, but don't know how likely that is. I could farm for that a little bit now, maybe. If anything. This is a non-element. This, I think, is a non-element. Is Sandworm non-elemental? Snake Arm. Yeah, non-element. Non-element. This is Elec, so I can at least use battery to find this guy. This is wood. What is this guy? Yeah, Graveyard 2, Wood Dragon. So another one I can, there's 2 out of 9. And then this last one's not an element. So there's only 2 elemental ones I could use the Navicus programs to find, and the others I just have to luck out and probably lock enemy to try to get the drop. I think that would make sense to just do that for all of these. Barring the elemental ones, probably. And assuming I don't get it, like, first try. So maybe I go buy... I just stock up fully on lock enemies. For as much as possible. Because these shits are expensive. And then what I can do... I can chip trade. Where's Silence found? Traders. AC/DC Town... and Green Town. So the AC/DC Town is a 3 chip one, so it's better for me to do this. I think. Maybe the odds are lower, so maybe Green Town is actually better. But this gives me more rolls. Odds are odds. Right? If the odds are there... The pool is probably a lot wider, though, so maybe green is better. It's probably a smaller pool of chips and therefore higher odds of finding anything that I could potentially need. And even if I don't specifically get silence, any of the chips that I'm looking for would be of great help. I don't think there's any reason to run these. I think... I've got like double point and shit. Do I even need attack? I guess I'll just prioritize the other garbage. Can I get Neo variable from this too? Yeah, I can. Bro! Bro! Did you see that shit? Bless the fuck up, dude. RNGesus. Yeah, he, hey, who. Oh my god! Are you seeing this shit? This is a 2% encounter. This was a 2% encounter, and I got it from the fucking chip trader. Yes! Yes! Fuck yeah, dude. Okay. I feel even better about leaving things off here. I'm gonna do more chip trading, though, because holy shitballs, Batman. Oh my god! RNGesus, blessed art thou. Holy shit. Oh my god. I don't need this. There's a lot of garbage that I have here. Warhead 3 I think I already had. Time Bomb 2, no. I don't see myself running more than 2 of those or something. Let me go by ID, because I think I'm just trying to hold on to certain PAs just in case. Not that I necessarily need to. Vulcan 3A is interesting. A code isn't terrible, I don't think. Vulcan 1 is terrible, though. Flash Bomb 3? That's another one. That's a fucking other one. Right there. Yes. You love to see it. Super Vulcan. Spreader 1 is terrible. Spreader is kind of shit in general. at this point. Tank Can 3 could be... It's slow. I don't know, I don't think it's that good. It's not the worst thing ever, I guess. Good code, good damage, I suppose. Gundel Soul 3, or 2 and 3. No reason to run these. There's no pile driver, right? Is there? Is pile driver a PA in this? Maybe it is. I'm not seeing it. I don't think so. So yeah, no reason to run these then. I guess you could charge them and do a little claw attack with Gregar, but these are bad. This PA is decent. I got rid of my wide shots. Or no, it's probably in my other folder, actually. Thunder's shit, I think. Is it? I don't know. Burn Square. Oh, this is the other one that gets copyrighted sometimes, so I'm just gonna fucking skip this. It's not even this track, it's like... I've said this a million times. Every time that track comes up, I'm like, oh yeah. It's like some remix. It ends up being fine, but I just would rather not have to deal with it, even though I don't really... In fact, I could just not monetize my streams, actually, because I only do the pre-rolls. Like pre-roll, post-roll. I try not to do mid-rolls because, like, first of all, most of my streams are unlisted, so I don't expect to get many views on them. And second of all, if you're going out of your way to watch some of my streams, I don't want to, like, nickel and dime you with fucking ads. It doesn't make sense to do that. But at that point, it's like, well, why do I even do any? But I'd take a little pre-roll. Come on. Just a little pre-roll. Nothing... Nobody has to get hurt, right? Mag Coil. Wide Shot. If I just... This is the only wide shot that I have, then I don't see any reason to hold on to it. Thunderstar is... It could be worse. Star Code is just good. I don't know if Elect Pulse is good. I don't see any reason to run Iron Shell 1. I don't see any reason to run any break chips in not Falzer because there's no synergy with crosses. In fact. Flash Bomb could be good. I don't know. Probably not. But you never know. Seeds. Yeah. This. Alright, I don't even need anything more. The fact that I got Silence, the chip that I was most dreading grinding, that's all I need. That's all I fucking needed to get. Oh my god. Can't believe I actually got the pull. It's crazy. Wide Sword Star, that I don't need S at all. Same with Longsword, right? Or wait, for PAs, do you need... Can you do multiple, like with Life Sword, can you do Sword S, Wide Sword Star, Longsword Star? Does that work? If it's different chips? Maybe I won't do that then, just in case. I kind of want to test that now. Let's just get rid of what's actually garbage. Still looking for Neo variable if possible. Snakes are pretty shit. There's no Tomahawk Cross in this one either. Burn Square is pretty garbage, at least prior to 3. Burn Square 2, get rid of that garbage. Meteors, Aqua Needle, Sensor 1. Let's go by code real quick. And honestly, like, is there really a reason for me to run, like, cannon? If anything, I'd run M cannon. It's like, why am I holding on to this, right? Whoops, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what I actually... The regular cannons, who gives a shit? My cannon, who gives a shit? M cannon we can hang on to. Because that could be decent. Vulcan 2 is dog. Vulcan 3 is good. Could be. Tank Cam 3 could be good. Fireburn 3 could be good. Anything that could be good. I don't think Flash Bomb 3 is very good. And bail on that. I need to figure out how Life Sword works. I want to kind of try Sword S, Wide Sword Star, and Long Sword Star and see if that works or not. If it does, I'll bail on the S's. I want to check W code for synergy, because W has weirdly good synergy, kind of, and not really. It was like Gundel Soul 3, primarily. I'll bail on this. God, I got like fucking 30 grab revenges from this. Is K code any good? Erase Man. I don't like Erase Man's chip though, because you have to like time it. It makes no sense to run it at all. So we'll bail on Varsword K. V code is also weirdly good sometimes. I feel like, yeah, Super Vulcan. Yeah, there's some stuff. It's not amazing. I'd probably have to find some other shit, but M code is good. I know that much. Because Muramasa is kind of good, or can be. Let's just go by code. I don't know why I'm not just going by code. This again. Grab Banish. 20 damage for every stolen square. I don't hate it. Time Bomb 2 is ass. The Mega Chips I'll just hold on to, I guess. Beat all I need. Air Raid 1's pretty shit. Element Sword Justice 1. This could be interesting, I guess. This is the second one, though. But enemy on grass, ice, fire? Oh. So they have to be standing on a panel? I guess? Lame. Time Bomb 3L. But I have the PA, so I'll hold on to it. Moonblade. Yeah, M code is actually weirdly okay. Air Raid. I don't know how good this one is. It's a multi-hit, clearly, so maybe there's some synergy there. Guardian's always solid. This is ass. This is ass. Surge and hit stunned enemies. This is the rank 1 one, right? I'm gonna classify this as garbage. Flash Bomb 1's ass. What else? We'll wrap things up after this. Wave Arm 3. I've got the PA, but also... the PA is actually pretty solid, maybe. I think Meteor's kind of shit, right? Isn't Meteor's shit? Also, it's not a mega chip. I don't know why I thought it was a mega chip. I think it was a mega in 5. Maybe. I think this is garbage. Then again, you could charge it, but I'm not gonna run Meteors. Fuck you. S. Spread Elect Pulse, hit HP with bug. Oh, with HP bug. Ooh. Sounds kind of feisty, though. Especially with Elect Cross. VDOL S, it's a good code. Element Trap's not bad holding on to. Timpani, I think, is kind of shit, right? I think this is garbage, without Aqua Cross at least. Life Aura is Life Aura. I guess I'm not gonna run Life Aura because I just spawn with one. Can you do PvP with the fucking... Can you do PvP with the, download shit? Is that allowed? I feel like running... Life Aura sounds enticing, and this was one where, like, Kid Me and my friends were, like, super hype about Life Aura, because it's like, oh shit, anything under 200 doesn't break it. But I'm like, practically... Do you really want to run a chip like that, though? I don't think so. Maybe in BN3 or something, yeah. But in these later games, I don't know. That's actually worth it. Dragon near closest enemy hit 2 rows. Okay. Yeah. 3 panel forward, kettle attack, attack plus. I think this is dog shit. I'm holding on to silence because it's so rare. Recovery 300 is recovery 300. Z? Oh, wait, Z actually has... Sanctuaries. This is actually some weirdly good synergy here. But not synergy, but just like good, like decent chips actually. Grab Revenge, Recovery 200. Would maybe run it over 300 for the being able to actually use it more reliably. Lots of star code. Garbage. Garbage. Great, another Blastman EX. Just what I needed. I'm just thinking, like, I'm very PvP-minded now. A little bit more. VDOL Star. Area grabs are always good to have. Obviously, you can only play 2 before they run out. Panel returns good, or could be. Geddon could be good. Slow gauge could be nichely good. Nichely? Is that a word? Probably not. Bug fix. Invis. I don't see myself running more than 0 mag coils, but I'll hold on to him just in case. No, it's probably shit. Why would you run this? Draw in enemy with mag force. Does it stun them for a second? If it's just like a one-time wind, then I think that's garbage. I'd have to experiment with it. Could be an interesting tech. Elemental Trap Star, then do I need the S? Probably not. Can I squeeze out another chip trade real quick? And if so, with what? Probably Thunder. It's probably Ass. It's slow and it does 40. I need to figure out this situation. Definitely can use 1 star. I don't know if you can do wide sword and long sword star and have the PA work. Maybe I test that real quick. Let's just test that real quick and just find out. Let's see if this works. Because I'm pretty sure if it's like the same chip, like I don't know that you can do like cannon star star star. I don't think that works. But these are different chips, so I just don't even know how it's supposed to function. Oh my god, he's so slow. What did they do to my boy? What happened to you? Look how they massacred my boy Swordy. It's such a sick design, and he moves slow as dog. Shit. What happened to you, my friend? Oh shit, it does work. It's pretty nasty. Alright, in that case, what did I say? Thunder was shit. There's something else before that, right? No, maybe not. Oh, why do I have these Elect Pulse 1s and 2s? This is a PA. But would I realistically run that over just running like 3 S's or something? The damage difference really isn't that much. And if it paralyzes also, then it's, oh, pull enemy in, hit with HP bug. Oh, I see. So they actually have utility, so I'll hold on to them, fine. I can bail on this, I can bail on... Oh, well, I should remove them from my folder real quick. Not that I would ever run 2 life swords, but, you know, just in case. What did I have here before? I guess it doesn't matter, I just need something. Yeah, we can bail on these, though. So I've got 2 life swords possible. Not that I would necessarily run that, but if we do sword spam or something... Maybe Windrack could have utility. No Tengu, though. So why would I run that over something that synergizes with the cross? I don't know. Utility would be the answer. Is this utility enough? Probably not. Oh shit, you still can't get the stream working, or what? Fuck. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. So I guess like none of the solutions scattered about online have worked. What else do I bail on here? I do have Vidal Star and F. I feel like N would be one that I bail on. Honestly, probably. Just streamed OBS not too long ago, it was perfectly fine. Yeah, I've never had that specific issue, but I have had issues where it's like, this was fine. This is mostly like audio shit that ends up being a problem sometimes. Although that was me stupidly having a little notch on my microphone somewhere where it usually wasn't in that particular instance. I need 4 more. Some of this is probably bad enough for me to just throw in, but... Do I want to run 2 element traps ever? Probably not. So I'm just gonna get rid of this one. And then probably attack 10s, right? Why would I ever run Color Point over Double Point? Get rid of Color Point. The fact that Double Point's not a mega chip is really nasty. Also, so I could run multiple, which means that attack 10 is pretty shit. Oh wait, that was one that I needed, right? Yeah! Yeah, so I got Silence, I got Flash Bomb 3, and I got Sensor 3 from the chip trader, so that is pretty lit. Just 6 more now. Which are what? Machine Gun 3, Neo Variable, which is, this is now the worst one that I have to get. But now I actually don't mind grinding for a yellow mystery data drop, potentially. Because now there's 3 less chips I have to worry about, one of which was going to be a pain in the ass. This one, which I forget what it's called, but it's this Sandworm 3, Summon Black 3, and Wood Dragon, and that's it. Alright, so next time it'll be graveyard time. Farm these last 6 chips out of the graveyard, fight base. Grind some bug frags, I guess, if time allows. Or I guess I need to grind bug frags or get this yellow mystery data drop. In order to open the standard chip door and get to base to begin with. But I will... should buy more sneak runs, just to get me over there at least. And I was just in green area too. I'm gonna go set myself in Graveyard 1 real quick. And we'll pick this up next time. When will next time be? I don't know. Probably Monday. If I had to guess. Or if I feel like it tomorrow. Try to schedule it in advance. I'll just buy the untraps. I can also check for a yellow MD. The yellow mystery data drop is specifically Undernet 2 and Underground. Which obviously Underground is like not connected to the Undernet, but Undernet 2 we're going to pass through. So that'll be something. I guess worst case I get to 80 bug frags, buy it, and then go farm for another 100, but I really would like to just farm to 100, buy the Giga chip that I need, and then not have to worry about it. Alright, so we're heading to the Undernet, which is this way. Also, the last HP Mem and the last Reg Up are both, I might as well untrap. They're both past the standard chip gate. And I think I actually need to bring a different Navi there, in fact. I think there's like a barrier for each of them. So I'll figure that out once standards are done. Actually, no, I think the HP Mem might not be, because only Mega Man can pick that up. Alright, so Undernet 2, I did read on according to like a forum post from 2009, the yellow mystery data spawn where the greens do. So there's not like a different spawn point for them, it's just wherever a green can spawn, a yellow could spawn. It's like a 10% chance or something. So we'll just check the usual spots. Just a regular GMD. Yeah. And then I think the other... I think the other spawn point would be down here. Yeah, there's... Oh. Neo variable. Give me. No! I bet you can't soft reset for these, right? Isn't it set? Yeah, okay. That's crazy that we actually found one, though. Unfortunately, I can't soft reset to try to get it to be a different thing, though. But that's honestly easy enough to check for. I need to figure out an optimized path where I can just use one sneak run without... Oh, whoops. Wait. Wrong way. If I can just use one sneak run per entrance, per entry, that would be great. We'll worry about that later, though. At least I got a YMD. So I'm not going crazy, like that's actually a thing. Because I'm pretty sure I had seen that before when I was a kid, but it's so rare that like I don't even know how many times I would have seen it. We'll sneak run once more, just because this is a one-time entry, and then once we're in the graveyard, we're in the graveyard, and there's no reason to leave, I don't think. Especially now that there's only 6 chips left and I have 6 lock enemies exactly. This is the wrong way. I don't know why I went this way. I have 6 lock enemies, so assuming I want to lock enemy every single virus, I could. I could lock enemy every virus for each of these drops. I don't think that'll be necessary. Especially because one of them is I can find with jungle, so that'll increase the odds of finding it. So I probably won't need to lock enemy it, but again, just in case. Alright, graveyard 1. Maybe let's just wear off the sneak run so that I'm not confused next time. Really, really, really good progress, though. I'm glad I put in the time. I'm glad I put in the time before my little hiatus, so that way there's not really that much to do left. But yeah, solid stream. Really good progress for less than 3-hour stream. Yeah, next time graveyard stuff, and then the finale will be base and probably some bug grinding if necessary. Hopefully that won't be the case, but we shall see.